Hello and welcome to what I call a new video. This video was mainly made to make you read the Google Doc that was published by the moderation team of Shay's Discord server and the Google Doc that was published by Sybil's. This video is mainly meant to raise awareness about the situation and is therefore not monetized. Links to both Google documents are found in the description of this video. In this video, I will generally explain what Shea is accused of doing. These accusations come with tons, and I mean tons, of evidence. Every single person has brought their receipts. Whether or not they will be proven false, I do not know. But how it stands at the current moment, I believe them wholeheartedly. I will not be going over everyone's experience, as I do not wish to take away their own voice. If you wish to know everything, then please go ahead and read the document yourself. What am I going to go through? I will be going over the general crimes committed against the first 4 victims named in the document. There are a total of 22 currently known victims, a lot of whom are anonymous. There are 21 people in the first document and then one more person, that being Sybil's herself, in the second one. You could technically go up to 23. I will preface that these are only the people that came out with the information themselves and themselves wrote a testimony for the Google document. Any person that is currently still in the dark about the whole thing and is not coming forward with the information is not counted in this victim tally. The first victim in the Google document was Shay's longtime significant other. Shay's significant other is asexual. Shea therefore asked one time whether or not the girlfriend would be accepting of the fact that Shea would be, fooling around with other people. The consent to do that was lightly given. And the conversation took place years ago from the last time they did it, which is a week ago. Shea's significant other also lined out how Shea sexually assaulted her while they were cuddling one night. And I will not be stealing her words, I will simply be reading them. At the beginning of November 2025, Shea and I were lounging on our bed in the main bedroom. We started cuddling and suddenly they landed a hand on my crotch and started rubbing it without asking. This has never happened before and I froze. They did it for a minute or so before saying, "So, you really don't feel anything, huh? That's crazy," before laughing and pulling away. I did not give consent for this, which makes it sexual assault. I am also asexual. I felt disrespected in my identity that they felt they had to test whether I was asexual or not. Irregardless of anything else, of identity or literally anything, that is a crime. Shea, objectively, here, if this accusation is true, this one with no evidence because it was a personal exchange, committed the crime of sexually assaulting someone. The second victim is called Aspen. At the time where they first engaged in conversation, Aspen was 17 years of age. This will become a running theme. Shea basically waited until they were 18 to engage in any sexual content. This is the very definition of grooming. With Aspen specifically, during SGDQ 2025, Shea invited them to their room, to their hotel room, where they proceeded to sexually assault them, while they felt like they had nothing they could possibly do. I will once again not be stealing their words, and instead be reading them to you. When I went up to their room under the pretense of hanging out, they sexually assaulted me. They made advancements, pushed me to do things that I was not comfortable with. But I did not feel safe saying no, given the context, the power they held over me, and the fact that I was alone with them. At the time I was vulnerable given the unrelated things in my personal life, and it led me to not realize what had happened, until I looked back a few days later. For the rest of the event, they barely responded to me. I sent around a dozen messages and they gave one single :3 and a lol, ignoring me almost everything I said to them, while all the while acting like nothing happened when we were around each other in person. I struggle to not count this as rape. The victim themselves say that this is just sexual assault, so I will count it as such. The next victim wished to remain anonymous. Their statement contains concerning messages. Anonymous 1 alleges that people did know about Shay's transgressions. They didn't know the far extent of it, but they did know to some extent. However, they then added as an addendum that people did start cutting Shea off, but not everyone. Meaning that even knowing all of the information that is out there, people are still supporting Shea, even if they believe the information. Particularly with Anonymous 1, Shea was trying to coerce them into sending images, using their status as a popular YouTuber to apply pressure for them to do so. At first, in the first image, they did not send anything explicit. However, that is pushing the boundary of consent. Coercion to perform illicit acts is a terrible thing to do, especially if you use your power that was bestowed upon you by the people you are currently trying to exploit. I will not be going into further detail on Anonymous 1. Victim 4, also known as what I can only presume to be a Zureyev or a Zurov, also experienced the similar creepy DMs, the pushing of boundaries, even though they did not consent to any of the pushing, and the sexual harassment when they met up in person. That is as much detail I am going to go into while accounting the victims' events. If you wish to know all 20, I'd say 3 victims' perspectives and experiences with Shea, again, I urge you to read them yourself. Now, on a more personal note, in response to being exposed by the mod team engaging with them on the matter, Shea deleted their owner role on the Discord server, went completely off the internet, and retired from all moderation positions in their speedrunning community. This then forced the moderation team to make a statement which said nothing, because they were not yet ready to come forward with the information, presumably to save the victims' identities. This is a good thing. What is not a good thing is that the moderation team came forward with the information in the first place. My advice, shut the fuck up and just send it as soon as you're ready. Don't make any half-hearted posts, just say the thing you want to say as soon as you're ready to say it. That's my 2 cents on that. Shea. I used to watch a lot of Shea. I distinctly remember when they made a community post complaining about the fact that people were making lewd jokes about one of their thumbnails because it had frogget in it. And people making lewd jokes about yourself, that's over the line, right? Unfortunately, they deleted that post, so I can no longer show the irony, but I'm sure people remember it. I don't know why, but this one specifically hits me. People saw Shea as an idol. Some people came out as non-binary because of Shea. That's not me being hyperbolic. Someone did say in my Discord server that they came out to be non-binary because of Shea. Shea, watching Shea's content gave them the encouragement they needed to embrace what they truly are. That objective fact, now being connected to that person, is probably the most heartbreaking thing I can think of. Someone who at multiple points violated the identity of another human being just because they wanted to get their rocks off. Being so protective of their own identity while not giving even the slightest shit about someone else's. No matter how I look at it, I hate them. There's no happy conclusion here. People were hurt, and these people, they're good people. Good enough people so that almost every single one of them spends part of their Google documentation file saying that they want Shea to get better. If I was in their position, I would wish fucking death upon them. But no, these people are genuinely good people that did not deserve anything that came to them. But Shea exploited them nonetheless. That's why I'm fucking mad. I genuinely, honest to God, hope that none of it is true, that none of it is real, that the entire Google Doc will be washed away in quiet fashion. But as it is right now, as I have read every single one of the testimonies, some read such compassion towards Shea, I don't see it. When I read some other documents, I can feel the hatred in the words. When I read some of the victims here, I felt the hatred in their words. I also felt compassion, and that tells me it's true. So if you ever wish to support Shea in the future, without them coming back and proving everything wrong, then I want you to know one thing. You are not part of my community. I will never associate with you in any sort of way. If you talk any sort of shit about the victims, about how they could have handled it better, go fuck yourself. I don't want you here. No one wants you. Did not expect to come from my 1 month recording hiatus to this. But I guess that's just what you get sometimes. I don't know why I'm putting on a fake smile. I'm fucking sick. Cue the cunt.